the Twitter handle, like it.
And there we're live.
I think I was on my own out there with that.
And we are live, or we should be anyways.
We are. Happy New Year, everyone.
Yeah, well, for me, it's in 57 minutes. I'm going to get I'm an
Oh,
hour out on you guys, right? So
Nice. We
Well,
got
that's-
2 New Year's is tonight.
time travel.
this is perfect. It'll give us a taste of what's coming. So if you make the whole broadcast, we'll know that the world is still going to be here in the new year.
There you go. And if I go dark, well, good luck. See you next time.
Run!
Yeah, exactly.
The sirens are going to start going.
Yeah. Well,
Hey guys, for the 25 of you who are 44 of you who are watching right now, this is just our New Year's Eve countdown party where we're kind of hanging out with some storm chasers and talking about the year and our favorite moments and whatnot. I think we got a couple more joining us throughout the night, but yeah, just on here hanging out, having fun. Not really anything planned, just to chat and have a drink and hang out. So feel
Happy
free
New
to
Year's,
join
Jamie.
us.
Happy New Year's, Jamie.
Yeah,
Happy
if
New
anyone
Year's,
has
Jamie.
questions for anyone, just
tonight.
add those into the comments here, and we'll make sure to ask them.
The screen's all like fancy. Big comments.
So right now we're joined by Thomas Smetana, who is at Twisted Bro. He's a storm chaser out of Ontario. And Jenny Hagen from Saskatchewan at Lost in SK.
Oh, and 2%.
And 2%.
Oh, and we got 2%. Yes, I can't forget to mention 2%.
Famous.
Happy
Famous.
New Year's, Paul.
The most famous crocheted cow in the world.
That's true.
She
I have a
took
good
a ride
photo,
on Tom's truck.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I have a good picture with her on the truck. Where do I have that?
Splattered across the front bumper.
Yeah.
I think Meryl's having a good time.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Happy New Year!
Wow. Awesome.
Far ahead of us already.
Yeah, that's Curtis. That's when you start talking like that, that's when we know to cut you off.
Yep, absolutely. I appreciate it if you guys would remove me from the stream at that point.
So what's everybody doing for New Year's tonight?
Talking to you guys.
I'm stuck
Actually, we
with
just-
you.
That was more of a question for the viewers, but
We
We have viewers. That's amazing.
right after supper, my wife and I went out to a friend's shop. They're having a shop warming, and his brother had built an axe throwing rig,
Oh, cool.
like the logs and all of that. So we got out of there before anything got too crazy, but they were definitely pitching the axes pretty aggressively when we left.
Did you say a shop warming?
Yeah, it's kind of a shop warming New Year's, whatever.
So they're drinking and throwing axes?
What could go wrong?
Yeah, I tried that one time with a buddy of mine up in Sault Ste. Marie, but it wasn't axe throwing. We were doing archery. So it was actually longbow. And I remember coming back and my arm, because I had caught the drawstring when it lets go. I managed to make it the whole night, and then one time it caught it and bruised all the way. I was like, okay, yeah, that's probably why we shouldn't be doing what we're doing.
Oh man.
Yep, string bite is the worst.
Yeah, well, yeah, like I was no expert. My buddy's really good with the bow, but yeah, it was pretty funny. Drinking and doing anything with sharp, pointy ends is probably not a good idea, but it wouldn't be Canada otherwise. So
It kind of seems to be like one of our pastimes.
yeah, is my drink see-through? Yeah, it gets. That's pretty funny. Anyways,
Is it green by any chance?
no, it's not. It's black. It's just Coke Zero with some 40 Creek whiskey in it. So
Ooh,
Huh.
Yummy.
Ontario whiskey. So
Is that where it's from?
yeah, it's in southern Ontario, down by Niagara, St. Catharines. It's just a little west of there, and I used to drink Crown like Braden. I was like a Crown fanboy, and I tried 40 Creek whiskey probably 10 years ago, I want to say, and now I'm a 40 Creek whiskey fanboy. So
I would agree with you on that.
yeah, so
It is.
anyways,
Have you had the 40 Creek cream?
Oh yeah, I've got every version. If I could bring my webcam downstairs and show you my collection, you'd freak out. I have probably everything they've ever put out. So anyways,
We usually go through a bottle of that at Christmas time for our coffee. We use that as Christmas coffee.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think there was a Happy New Year's from Laura out there. So Happy New Year.
Yeah, we got Laura, we got Debbie, we got Wade,
From
we got
Bourbon's
my
Billiards.
dad.
So does
And
Wade
I
have
think
us up
we
on a
already
big
got-
screen?
Oh, I hope
Oh,
not.
I hope not. He does, but
I hope we're muted.
yeah. Well, I mean, I don't think the obscenities are going to be bad, but I just feel bad for the TV.
So what's the story behind the Damn It Kyle t-shirt on 2%? Or is that
we all
something
love-
you can
we all
talk
love
about?
to
Yeah, is it family
Hate on.
friendly? Oh,
Oh,
He
you
just
froze
knocks it
there.
out of the park all the time. So actually, Joe made these
and
and surprised Kyle for it with everybody wearing the "Damn it, Kyle" shirts. It's like our favorite saying when we see him.
I'm
The
not.
jerk
I'm
just
not the
nailed
only.
everything.
I'm not the only one that only got half of that, right?
I
No,
got the back half. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've met Kyle, so I
Am I
understand.
cutting out or something?
Yeah,
Yes.
a little bit.
Yeah, you froze up, but you're good now.
Test,
You're fine.
There, now you can hear me.
No,
Just gotta move the
no.
mic closer. No, but Joe made these for Kyle's birthday because Kyle seems to always be on point and on every storm. So we always go, "Damn it, Kyle!" So he made these t-shirts and surprised Kyle for his birthday.
I like it.
Doesn't Joe have magnets or something like that on his truck that he's running around
Oh,
with
yes.
that picture on it? Yeah, I was gonna say because I
I like to
remember seeing
pose
him
with it
out
just for the
west
fun
this
of it.
year.
Yeah, I remember when we were out in Alberta seeing
Yes. Yeah.
that.
That was basically the last storm, I think. That was like at the very end of my trip. Because no, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. It was the last trip for Connor. Connor had
Oh yes.
east from there, but that was his last storm. That's what it was.
Yeah, that's right.
I was out for another 2
Yeah,
weeks.
because we had a couple more in Saskatchewan before you went home, I think.
Yeah, the flatlands of Saskatchewan, which are not as flat as I thought they were. Especially that southwest corner.
We've got
Yeah,
a few gems
We
hidden.
lied to you all.
I think it's just me being uneducated.
No, there's people here who think the same thing.
Yeah, I was surprised. That was the first time I was down in that far southwest corner of Saskatchewan, and I'm like, wow, it's pretty hilly here. Like, so
It affects their brain, so they're a little crazy down there.
oh,
Yeah, that was the
is that where
the day.
she's listening? And she's either oh no, she's still there.
That was the day after Braden was creeping in other people's hotel room windows in Medicine Hat.
What?
Remember, you were up at the lobby getting keys or something because your key didn't work, and they had you going into a room that somebody else was already in.
Yes. Yeah.
Braden's looking in the windows. Oh, this is pretty. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, yes. That was that. Oh, yeah. That's what you're talking about now. The friendly lady up front. She was so. Customer service was not her strong point. Let's be
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah. So Braden was checking in, and oh, hey, there's somebody actually in this room,
I don't know that person.
and it wasn't even discounted for that rate.
All of a sudden, the storm chase goes from harmless fun to a felony.
Well,
Was there ever harmless fun?
oh my God.
I'm doing it wrong.
Yeah.
I'm doing it
Storm
wrong.
chasing and felonies for some people seems to be a regular thing, but I
Yeah.
try to avoid it. So yeah, I guess it depends the circles you travel in.
I still managed to find you all.
Yeah.
Creeper.
I
You
know.
mean when we're all parked on some random guy's private driveway?
That was crazy. Like we pull over on a road where you think there's nobody, and then with it, how many people came to that property in that?
Oh,
time?
there was a ton.
There was like 15 people that drove through there, and I'm like, this has got more action than the Tim Hortons drive-through. It was retarded.
Yeah.
We're like in
It's
his way.
Saskatchewan. Like you're stopped on some random road and you're gonna talk to every random passerby there is. It's Saskatchewan.
Yeah. Well, I'm learning.
We're
Can't get away from it.
friendly.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, I had a lot of fun out west this year. Actually, like, all things considered, even though storms didn't, cooperate, it was good to get out during this pandemic and just get out, and visit a field, and hang out and get away from all the nonsense.
Get away from the news.
Yeah. It's refreshing. I miss it.
So what was your guys' favorite chase of this season?
August 31st.
Yep. Hands down.
That was easy.
That was that tornado warning storm that went through Regina and dropped all that hail and everything. And
It was
Really
gorgeous.
yeah, that was a pretty
Very, very
storm.
pretty.
Yeah, I was back home at that time, so I didn't get to enjoy that, unfortunately.
I had to work that morning, so I flew out there and got there just as the storm went, like, really wrapped up. I'm sitting at a farmyard and I'm watching it like twirl over my head. I'm like, maybe we should move.
You're fine. You're probably fine.
Possibly not have a tornado drop on my head today.
What are the odds? How many people
Kyle and I
chasing
ended up going down this road, like, I should be smarter, but it says right when you pull off onto it, road impassable when wet.
Oh yeah,
I think that's the same road you and I were on, Curtis.
Yes, I was following you.
We just redid this thing, and there's like these big grooves, and it's like dirt. And I'm like, oh God, please don't be raining, because
I was
didn't want to
following
be in the
Jordan in
field.
his big ass truck, and I was driving my minivan. Called him and thanks. This is perfect. 100% should be on this road with my minivan. I love this.
You'd be amazed what those minivans make it through.
It is true. You just
In
said
my
that.
area, we've got these like random gravel roads, and you just go over this little tiny hill. Because yes, there is hills in Saskatchewan, I promise. And then it's like gravel to like dirt, and then you're like, just gun it.
Just foot to the
Got
floor,
it.
hope and pray.
Well, it's all about momentum. So yeah, if you can keep it rolling, I mean, that's half the battle.
You
What's
can
a-
also fit a full-size quad in the back of a minivan in case, everybody
Not with wheel spacers though.
I mean, Tom was
No,
chasing an
you can't do
Alexis
wheel
last
spacers,
year,
not
so
right away, bro.
Oh God, yeah, I forgot. Yeah, remember that photo we took on the it was a river crossing, the ferry crossing, and it's like truck, SUV, truck, SUV, and then Lexus.
Alexis.
Like, yeah, well, it made it through. Other than that road that we went down where I mowed the field with the front of the car and ended up with grass filling the whole front of the car because everybody else was in a truck and it was too tall for my car.
Oh,
It's all part of the adventure. Have some fun with it. And
I think my favorite one was the January blizzard,
you're nuts.
Oh, yeah?
where I just about ripped the door off.
Yeah, I was gonna say you got some big
SUV,
wins.
just
in
going to
that.
go play out in the snow.
That was I remember that. That was blowing pretty hard.
Yeah.
That one made it on the Weather Channel down in the States. And the headline
Oh, wow.
for that one was Canadian woman gets sucked from her vehicle in a blizzard.
Regular Friday in Canada. Yeah, no kidding.
We just know how to do
Oh.
it right here.
Nuts.
Gotta have
Oh,
fun with it. I think my favorite chase, I got two of them. One was with Connor in Alberta, and I'm trying to remember the date. I'm terrible with the dates, but it was basically nothing super exciting. It was a nice storm, but it started chucking hen eggs out in terms of hail, and he'd never been in anything big, and we were in the truck. So I'm like, oh, I'm going to sit in this. Like I was chasing the hail core. I was literally trying to stay in the hail core as long as possible with him because he'd never been in hail. So, you know, that was fun. It was cool because it's always nice to, you know, go back to seeing where, you know, because most of us have played in hail, and, you know, you get kind of used to those kinds of things and you're not as excited about it anymore. But when you see somebody new and they're just freaking out at this hail, you know, pounding the ground and landing all over the place. So that was fun for me. But I think the most severe thing I got into was those winds like a month ago when I went down to chase on Lake Ontario and just sat on the edge of the water there, and the straight line winds were 130 kilometers an hour. So it was booking. It felt like being in the inflow of a tornado. So it was kind of cool just sitting there and reminiscing. But that was as extreme as I got. It was blowing stuff around.
Okay, there, Curtis.
I'm good.
Are you
I'm good.
supposed to like lose that excitement over like monster hail?
Well,
Because I've been doing this for like 12 years, and I'm still like a little giddy schoolgirl out there going.
so monster hail, yeah. I was gonna say when it gets real big, then you know I'm still wound up about it. But I mean, peeps don't really do it for me anymore, unfortunately. So yeah, it's all about the fun, I guess.
So how many drones are going to get lost in storms this year?
Well,
probably a few.
Jordan and I were chatting about that because we both got the same drone, one of those Mavic Minis, and they're not known for their wind resistance, would be the word I would use. And I'm like, if I'm going to lose the drone, if I'm going to lose it to a tornado, great. I'm just going to get some good footage, and hopefully it's worth losing the drone into the tornado. Otherwise, I think they're pretty smart, the drones. They're much smarter than they used to be, like on the Phantom 2s we were talking about. So I don't think I'm going to crash this one as easily as the other ones. But that's famous last words.
Yep.
That sounds like foreshadowing.
I just hope it's good video.
I mean, you already almost had a pigeon take it out, so.
Yeah. That was crazy.
I can hardly drive a minivan, let alone a drone. Yeah. I hope you all want a haircut if I ever get in charge of one of those.
Yeah, well, I went out to play yesterday with the drone, and I was just flying around, and I was in a little town just west of here. And I came back, and I started playing the footage back, and there was this big flash across the screen, and I'm like, "The heck was that?" Play it back frame by frame, and it's a pigeon that tried to take out the drone. I put it on a picture on Twitter yesterday, and I showed a short clip, and it came real close to taking out my drone.
I'm gonna bring it up on screen here right away.
I had a buddy down south lose his drone to an owl last year.
Yeah, I would expect it from like an eagle, a hawk, you know, a crow, those kinds of kind of predatory birds, but a pigeon, I never thought it was going to try and take out my drone. They're not exactly the smartest ones. Well, maybe they are. I don't know. Maybe I'm putting pigeons down.
They live this long.
You're gonna have a whole bunch of pigeon supporters in the comments now.
Exactly. I'm going to get into the bad books. No, I'm just saying, I just would expect it from an aggressive bird. I just didn't think a pigeon was an aggressive bird, but it goes to show you what I know. Did you find it?
No, apparently you retweet too many things. I'm still searching.
Yeah, I definitely retweeted a lot of stuff because of the fires yesterday.
Yeah.
Wasn't that something?
Yeah, that's insane.
So today I found.
I missed it on there. What fires?
So Colorado was on fire.
So yeah, in Colorado there was some large fires, and it started from. I found the video from the original ignition point, and it's this little shed, I would call it, that's on fire, and from what it turned into, because they had 60, 80 mile an hour winds there.
Yeah.
Is this this is the clip?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool that you can throw it up like that. So there's the top left corner pigeon. And it just like I mean, that pigeon's bigger than the drone when you think about it.
Yeah,
So,
Thought at the last second, oh crap.
that's insane.
but yeah, they lost 600 homes in Colorado to that fire.
Yeah,
And
I don't know what the final
Cal
count was, but it was.
Yeah, it was pretty. It was terrible, and it just they couldn't do anything. You got 60 mile an hour, 80 mile an hour winds. The fire department is just evac is what they're going to try and do the most, and then. But they showed photos today where you could see they were trying to put fires out, and they left the hoses there and took off at the last possible second, right, trying to get out. But
Yeah.
correct, it sucks. It's terrible.
It's crazy to see how fast those fires spread. I know when we had that big one around here, it had just simply been they pushed a house in and burned it about 4 days before the fire. And just a windstorm moves through because, it blows in Saskatchewan.
Yeah.
And it was this massive wildfire that evacuated, I don't know how many communities. So it's crazy to see that in person. I flew in an airplane over top of that, and it was nuts.
Wow.
Like
Scorched earth.
It is. It's crazy to think how fast those fires move when they're backed by big time surface winds. It's scary because you can't get away from it unless you're in a vehicle and you're moving. Otherwise,
well, our community was put on like evacuation standby, and I'm going like through my house going, okay, what the heck do you take? Like you're having to take your whole life, and you're like, okay, what's important, what's not?
Cameras, cows,
kids. Pack up and get ready to be evacuated. It was nuts.
2% and run. Yeah, you don't realize what you have until you have to pack it up in a few seconds, right? So
yeah,
not something I envy, and I feel awful for those people. Worst time of the and now there's snow. Did you guys see that?
No.
No.
There's a foot of snow where the fires were yesterday.
Holy cow.
I posted pictures of his house with the fire right behind it, and he's like, I'm gonna lose my house. And then today he's like, my house survived, but I've got a foot of snow, literally. So it's crazy. You go from one extreme to the other.
Yep.
So, I mean, the snow probably helped put the fires out, but now all these people have no homes. This
month has been pretty bad for people losing homes in the States, that's for sure.
Yes. Yeah, that's the part of our hobby I don't enjoy is the devastation part of it. And I think that's why most of us try and help when we can, just from experiencing it firsthand sometimes. And
yeah,
I don't think any of us ever see it. Like best case scenario, open field, no properties. Yeah. That's what I love so much about that Darcy tornado this year was the fact that it just touched down in an open field. The worst damage it did was just toss a grain bin, and then it's the best case scenario.
Yeah.
Yep, definitely. I'm on board with that. I mean, open fields, crops get wrecked. I mean, yeah, it sucks for the farmer, but there's no loss of life. There's no property damage. Other than that, that's what that's your ideal scenario.
And this year with the drought, I don't know if the crop damage was.
You got insurance for tornado damage.
I had farmers going, can you please send us some hail?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. All summer long, farmers were begging us for hail.
Is there hail coming? Bring it with you.
Yeah.
Actually, we stopped. The guy when we stopped at on that side of the road where I first met Jenny was on that side of that road, and the guy that was coming in, they were talking about it. They're like, their crop is done for the year, and can you get it wrecked? Is there hail coming? Please.
Yeah. Please, oh please.
You're gonna make more money that way.
Yeah. Well, that's it. That's terrible.
So many farmers asking for hail this year.
Yeah.
So what is your guys' favorite weather phenomenon?
Favorite what phenomenon? Sorry?
Weather.
Yeah.
What do you like to see
thunderstorms
the most when you're out there? The storms.
Lightning. Honestly, I love the lightning. That's my favorite part.
I'm not a fan of up close lightning. I always tell people I'm going to die long, from lightning long before I'm going to die from a tornado. Tornadoes you can somewhat predict. Lightning, that stuff hits and you're along for the ride, whatever's going on. And being that close to storms, you're right in the danger zone, as they say. So
I would have.
Sorry, go ahead.
I'd have to say my
lightning is
favorite's
pretty much
probably
the only thing
Mamatis.
I'm slightly terrified of out there. I've had a few close calls when you can smell the sulfur.
Yeah.
Yes, that's how you know
sketchy.
you're close. Yeah, we had one this year
I
out
haven't
west.
found a fulgurite yet, though.
Yeah,
I keep hunting for that every time I got a close strike.
Braden, Connor, and myself got within 30 feet of a strike. Like it was close. I definitely top 3 strike for me in terms of lightning. So, but yeah, I mean, tornado for me is the ultimate thing. But you know, I enjoy it all. I just love the whole adventure.
Here, did you guys see this?
Aside from the obvious tornadoes, lightning, supercells, I would have to say Mamatis is one of my favorite things to see when I'm out.
Yeah, Mamatis is really cool. Oh God, yes.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Have you seen this, Jenny?
Holy shit.
And he survived after 4 days in the hospital.
But what's amazing about that strike is the amount of the explosion, like the shrapnel.
Yeah.
Sparks like that should not come out of someone.
Well, that I was trying to figure out what would cause that, because I mean, usually a lightning strike is really bright and it hits wherever, but
I think he had an umbrella. I think he had a metal umbrella.
Yeah, he had
that
an
was
umbrella.
the umbrella, just particles of umbrella, probably.
Probably, yeah.
Anyways, anyways.
But he is okay. He made it.
Yeah,
That's good.
very
Cover your
I've
eyes
got
up,
one.
Cal.
I've got one for you guys. My dad sent me today. I just got to bring it up here.
I watched that a few times before. It's like, geez, that's actually real. That's like, I figured that was just crap. Just some clickbait at first.
No, he's very lucky, man. Yeah, maybe the umbrella saved his bacon. I don't know.
Probably had good.
I'm gonna go with something that typical chasers just like hate, but I love shelf clouds, like those big
can be
epic
pretty.
skies, and these like plow winds that come with it that are just like crazy. I had like a whole like Final Destination moment chasing one here. I was flying past LaPorte and there's like these stacks of culverts there. And I'm trying to outrun the shelf cloud. And I look in my rearview mirror and there's these culverts just rolling down the highway behind me.
Wow,
Oh, man.
And they're flying right across the highway.
Oh,
I haven't
Jesus.
seen culverts to be, not culverts, shelf clouds to be dangerous, but that's definitely up there.
So you know those like
you
epic.
see epic ones we get in Saskatchewan.
I'm gonna have to get into extreme shelf cloud chasing.
You know those
Hey,
epic.
I've had ones where baseball hail starts like flying from the sky, and we've had ones
Nice.
that's
Okay.
like thrown 2x4s through people's like houses, right through the wall into their living room, and like 130, 140 kilometer-hour winds with them. We had epic ones in this area.
Hey, I was gonna say we don't have anything remotely close to that here.
No, really? Oh, chaos ensues here.
So you know those epic photos people take when they throw a pot of hot water in the air in the cold and they got that cool ring of snow over them?
Yeah.
This is what happens when you do it wrong.
Anybody we know?
No.
Is this Jenny?
It's Jenny.
Oh!
Hot water in the face.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Burn, baby, burn.
I was hoping for like an ice cube.
For
Oh, that's
Wow.
bad.
anybody watching, if you're gonna go try that,
Go.
I was just gonna say if anybody's gonna try to do that, just make sure you be careful.
Yeah, you
You
want to get a big
don't need to
arc
burn
and
yourself.
throw it over you and behind you. I've done that, but definitely not straight up.
Yeah, that's. Ooh. She at least
That
looked like she was
coffee drinking
giggling
video I
afterwards.
did in like 80-kilometer-hour winds. Like the coffee was hot when I started. It was ice by the time it hit my mouth.
Just a waste of coffee.
From this far away.
Not a coffee drinker, so I didn't feel any pain with that.
We cannot be friends anymore, Tom.
Instant unfriending.
Jenny's been pretty mean to coffee this week. Dumping it in the air, freezing it.
I was sending it to Manitoba.
Oh.
I got my own coffee, okay?
Airmail.
But this was epic stuff.
I believe I tweeted you or
Freeze-dried?
texted you and told you to put a coat on and get inside.
I'm from Saskatchewan. Who needs a coat?
I
Way to go,
I
coffee.
never wear a jacket in winter, and people look at me like I'm from another planet, and I'm like, it's not even cold here. Like if it was 30 below, yeah, I've got a jacket on,
But it is, Tom. It is 30 below, and she's out there without a coat.
well, yeah, okay, yes, but it's
Well, it was like minus 25 when I strapped on the skating dress.
Okay, that I can give you, though, because there's a lot of natural ice rinks, and that's what you have to skate in.
That is what I grew up skating in, because you have like the drips from the ceiling that would just like kill you. And
You got to get the Zamboni out there just before to scrape everything clean. But
if
it's
you
only
guys
the drips
took
on
time
the one
to watch
side.
a YouTube video, you saw the blooper reel where I totally like biffed her on my butt.
you're acclimated to the temperature. That's obvious.
Oh heck no!
Might as well have fun with it. I mean, you can't get away from it, so might as well enjoy it. That's the way I look at it.
Well, you got to find the joy in snow because you're always going to have the same amount of snow
Yeah.
and just less joy if you don't enjoy it.
Well, come to Ontario. There's not much here. I mean, we've got still brown and white basically. So,
I'll trade you a little bit of that because this minus 40, I'm like,
Yeah, I
actually,
mean,
it's
half
like minus 47, I think,
minus-
tonight.
Yeah, no, thanks. I'm curious how cold it's gonna be here.
I'm
I am
looking
not
now.
because I'm just going to hate you a little bit more, Tom.
The coldest. So tonight -1. That's our cold. But
He's gone. Oh, sorry, I slipped.
I got tossed out of the broadcast. We are going to hit -17 on Sunday night, so that's.
Can we just like shove Tom into a snowbank?
Well, it's warm here tonight, actually. It's -32, and it feels like -35. So the wind's gone down.
Well, no, we're at
T-shirt
minus
weather.
34,
Oh,
feeling like minus 47.
so it's still coming. Good.
I'm at -30, feeling like -41.
Well, I hate you all.
So, what's the coldest you guys have had where you guys are living? Like, what's the coldest you guys have? Air temperature, not wind chill. I'm talking just air. What's the coldest you've experienced?
-46, probably.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I think -46.
Close to -50.
51, I think it was. I went out and did like 3 hours of video outside.
Like,
I can't.
do cars even start in -50?
If
Like,
they're
will
plugged in.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got to
They
be
kinda
plugged in.
yell at you.
The power steering really whines.
I think
Yeah.
it was like 20, must have been 2013, maybe even 2014. There was a period in like January, February where it was just like multiple weeks on end of like low -40s into -50s, just every day. It was brutal.
Yeah, I've done
Polar
-35,
vortex.
but that's like a regular day in the week for you guys. So I got
The
nothing
fun
to
thing
compare.
about driving it is your shocks are so like rock hard. So like
And
it knocks
tires.
you out every time you hit a bump.
Yeah.
Everything is frozen at that temperature, man. That's
I love when you start the car in the morning, go for a drive, and you can just feel the thump, 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 the flat spot where your tires froze overnight, and they're not quite warm yet. So it's
Yeah.
Oh man, it's good to live in Canada. But
It's like a free massage though.
It's
Kind of like
very-
stepping out in like the blasting snow gives you nice exfoliation. It's just our spa treatment.
it's a dry cold.
And the whining of your power steering pump wanting to die.
That's just the music of the spa.
I'd be curious how a Tesla would do in that kind of weather.
So they actually have a little alarm on them that comes up just like your iPhone does and tells you that it's too cold. It's out of the temperature range and it just won't do anything.
It refuses to go?
Yeah. But their warning
Interesting.
goes the wrong way. They've only got the one emblem for out of range temperature, and it shows the thermometer with the stuff spraying out the top.
Straight out the top because it's too high.
Yeah.
I couldn't even
California,
imagine
right?
trying to make my home care rounds with the little tiny wheels that are on electric vehicles. Like I used to have this like big old boat of a Grand Marquis and launching those things over these snowbanks. Somehow I just don't think these little Teslas would do so well.
Well, I
Might.
just don't do fine other than the temperature. I mean, I saw a video of a guy with one in Saskatchewan, and I think it was 30 below. And he drove it around and it seemed to be fine, but 50? No, I don't see that. You know,
He lived in a city, didn't he?
He lived what, sir?
He lived in a city, didn't he?
Yes, I can't remember where in Saskatchewan he was, but yeah, it was a town anyways, a decent sized one it looked like.
Yeah, because
he left it parked on the street. He didn't leave it plugged in. He didn't, he was doing a test and 30 below, but it struggled. It wasn't having fun. I'll tell you that much.
I can't imagine your range would be very good.
Driveway with one of those.
Yeah, no, neither range. No, they're definitely. Well, I mean, it would be impacted. Let's put it that way.
Mm-hmm.
I still think.
Though one day I am going to have a Baja Beetle as my chase vehicle.
Interesting.
We're gonna have a little bug out in the storm.
A bold choice.
You gonna dress it up?
Come on, you can make it through the field with that epically.
You would definitely be a standout. Everybody would know who that is.
Because no one knows who Jenny is otherwise.
Like, color for it.
Yeah.
He says as he drives around in a big blue Toyota.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I definitely like blue. I don't know if you can tell. Blue. I think my watch is blue. Yeah.
I've still got your blue moose mint in my cupboard if you want it.
We just never. It's funny how many times that has happened.
There is mints, and I did not receive one, Tom.
No, see,
no, they're not from him.
Jordan, because you got it in what, South Dakota or North Dakota?
North Dakota, I think. There was this restaurant called the Blue Moose.
So
and they had little mints that I took home, and I was gonna give one to Tom. And every time I meet him, I never have it with me.
3 years ago, that was in 2019.
I think it was 19. Yeah, it would have had to have been because the border was closed in 20.
Yeah, so it's been 2+ years since you've been trying to get those mints, and it's funny how many times we've seen each other, and it hasn't,
Yeah, you've literally driven past my house, and I haven't.
Yeah. Well, because you don't think about that.
And now we need to come out with like coffee flavored Lost and Sask suckers.
Oh,
I'd take some of those.
That would be unique. Yeah, giveaways.
Caramel macchiato.
Oh, not even just black coffee flavored, like fancy flavors.
I've got Helicity stickers now.
We do all sorts of fancy things.
Yeah.
Fancy stickers. Yeah.
I'm not
Fanciest
part
thing
of
I've
the
got
fancy
is
cup
podcast.
club, Jordan. I drive my minivan.
Yeah. The cool kids unite.
That's right.
This is the true cool kids club right here.
Right? Yeah.
Just the
Kate
two.
just said minus the cool. A lippy.
Oh, there we go. I broke up the club.
Oh!
Sorry, we still know who we are.
Side of the room.
He needs a haircut though. Do you guys got shavers? I'll send them your way.
You need some
So,
haircut?
did you separate us because we weren't behaving, Jordan?
I separated up
Why
the
did
club.
you move me?
Moved
No,
you to the front of the class.
Yeah, now
I
you're
got in
kidding.
trouble from the teacher.
You two are misbehaving too much.
Well, fine. I'll just sit here and be quiet. That'll be really good. Awesome entertainment.
17 minutes till New Year's for me.
Oh, fingers crossed, buddy. Fingers crossed.
If it goes dark, you know.
Hey, Jenny, did you say that side of the room was the Cool Kids Club?
No, like
The
right
side
here.
Curtis is on?
We're not.
Cool. Hey, Tom.
Whatever. Whatever.
Control.
Tuck to the hand.
Yeah.
Only 90 kids will get that one.
Face don't want to hear it.
Oh man, that makes
Jordan
me
might
feel
be too
old.
young for that.
Oh no,
Oh god.
I know all. I remember all too well.
I mean, I quit counting when I was 25, so
21 was the last birthday that mattered.
Forever 25. No, because 25 you can rent cars. 21 you can't rent cars everywhere.
Oh, really?
True.
Yeah, there's an age restriction on most places won't rent to you if you're under 25
Yeah.
or above 80 or something like that. When my dad used to travel, they wouldn't rent to him because he was over 80. Which
How'd that
pissed
go?
me off. Oh my god, my dad's a driver, and so he's always into fast cars, even up to his 91st year. And being told he can't rent a car because he's too old was not good in his books. He was not a happy camper, that's for sure.
I can almost hear the tongue lashing he would give that kid.
Oh yeah, like yeah.
Son, I've got socks older than you. You're sitting here telling me that.
At least he got to drive a Lambo.
Yes, yeah, he got that for his 90th birthday. I took him up to the local track and rented him a Lambo, and he had fun with that. So it was.
That would be
let's
good.
face it, when I'm 90 years old, I'm gonna be like still chasing storms on my little scooter.
There you go. That's exactly it. That was my dad. He never stopped, and he was. Yeah, he could outdrive most people even at 90. Compared to some of the drivers that are out today. So, but.
Every time I think of your dad, I think of that time when we were standing there listening to the hail coming closer and closer. What's that sound? Oh crap, we gotta go.
Yeah, so that was in New Mexico. My niece Chelsea was there, and
Green doesn't show up.
Yeah, I was just gonna say something happened there. That was pretty funny when that hail. When that hit that steel building, we both were like, "Okay, time to go."
Yeah.
Anyways, that led to a pretty big argument with my dad, unfortunately.
This is what I was trying to show. Maybe.
Control.
Oh, so many buttons to press.
Oh no! Now you kick Jenny.
There we go. That's what I was trying to show you.
Jenny. You broke Jenny. Got some Aurora.
Nope. She took herself out.
Oh
So you're saying I should bail on you guys?
No, but your video stopped. Oh,
I assume that with how cold it is, you guys have nothing but clear skies out there. Oh wow!
You would be correct.
Mm-hmm.
I bet you I could see them down here if there were no clouds.
So if my internet happens to cut out, you know why.
Internet, yes, yeah. I have zero chance of seeing them, unfortunately. So
it is clouds.
It was cloudy here last night, but tonight it's pretty clear.
As much as I dance out in that snow a lot of times, I really don't like the cold. I don't have the insulation for this.
No,
and I kind of ripped my ski pants doing cartwheels.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, well,
Happy New Year, Tyler.
Happy New Year, Tyler. I gotta just go fill my cup. I'll be right back.
Alrighty.
Cover looks very minimal. Like non-existent.
What?
What?
Huh?
I said our cloud cover in Saskatchewan right now looks pretty much non-existent.
Yeah, well, like I said, whenever you have that cold temps, you're not going to have any cloud cover. Here, that's why it's -1.
Well,
we're covered right over, keeping the heat in.
I wouldn't say that. It was pretty cloudy here last night, and it was -30.
Yeah,
that was warm.
Yeah, true enough.
Yeah, it's all relative, right? Because -30 is cold.
Yeah.
You guys are like, wow, this is warm.
it might be -30, but there's no wind. This is beautiful.
I used to, when I used to play volleyball on Thursday nights, I'd play in a pickup league, and I'd go home, and I never changed after the game, like, because our family, like, we sweat a lot, we get hot when we work out, and I would go home in 20 or 25 below, and there was a time where I remember standing at a gas station in my shorts, my knee pads that I still had for the volleyball, and my t-shirt, and I'm pumping gas, and the whole gas station is staring at me because there's just steam coming off the top of me because it's 25, 30 below, and I'm sweating like you wouldn't believe. Anyways, it was pretty funny. I just remember the guys all staring at me. I'm like, what? You never seen a guy pump gas in shorts in the middle of January, February? Anyways, yeah, I miss, like I said, I miss real winters. We haven't had one for quite some time, so. Yeah.
What are you
I'm
gonna visit her by,
required to shave my legs for.
Hey, what? What?
That's why I love winter too. I never have to shave my legs.
Yeah. Oh, gotcha. Okay, yes. Now it makes sense. I just missed the first part. I'm like, how did we get from a guy pumping gas in winter to shaving legs? And I make the connection now. I'm slow on the uptake sometimes.
If you're not wearing sandals, you're not doing it right, Tom.
Almost got a spit take.
Just for that, I'm going to take a photo with some sandals out in the snow. I'll do that.
If this doesn't happen, I'm coming to Ontario to force you into this one.
Yeah, I'm going to tag you in the photo. Don't worry.
I'll stick you in
the
do it.
It's a good thing this is recording. We have video evidence of him saying that.
Yeah, well, careful what you ask for. That's all I'm going to say.
Well, I'm excited. This should be.
Now all the viewers are going to be gone.
I vote for Tom to be in a pink tutu.
Where am I going to get a pink tutu that's going to even remotely fit me?
Just buy 2 of them.
Amazon. You're good.
Tape them together. You're good.
Everything.
And now I'm going on Amazon. XL.
I'll make you a deal. I will chase my next blizzard in a pink tutu if you wear one for like 1 minute.
At the gas pumps.
Yeah.
At the gas pumps. I live here, man. Everything. Women's. I can't find anything. I mean, I guess there wouldn't be a men's tutu.
Well, I hope not.
I was like debating on buying like a cow
I'll see
costume
if I can find some. Knee length. Like, how big a tutu?
Well,
knee length? What are you, like a nun?
Oh, women's knee length skirt, tutu, something. I'm not an expert. I don't like.
Make it long enough that it covers everything.
Yeah. Okay. I'll do some hunting around. We'll see
you can
what
wear
we can
shorts underneath.
Oh, I know. But then, isn't it Scottish people that aren't allowed to wear them under their skirts or whatever?
Kilts.
Yeah, under their kilts. Yes, I shouldn't have said skirt, but yes. Wow.
It's all right. I saved you.
Who's been drinking too much?
It's a pretty sad day when I'm the politically correct one.
Yeah.
I just want to throw that out there.
It's true.
Especially being from Saskatchewan.
Right? Well, what's he got now?
This one comes in an extra large. See that? Extra large.
The last
Perfect.
It's perfect. Next day delivery?
Seriously, I'll wear a tutu facing my next blizzard if you pump gas in it.
Okay, I'm gonna order one. I'll find one. Don't worry, I'll get one, and we'll set something up here.
Oh, I love it.
I like a
Sorry,
challenge.
Twitter.
Yeah, I
My
apologize.
son is saying he hates you all for encouraging this behavior.
We'll get him on. There's lots of room.
Come on over.
Why?
Because you can't just creep in the corner.
Oh.
What?
Say hi to the internet. Hi.
Hi.
Are you... just grunts and leaves.
You know, you're the one when I'm driving around that goes, "Oh, Mom, seriously, we do not have Chase Storm right now." I just want to go home.
Tough. Hold the camera. Mom's got to get this triple cow.
Here's the
thing.
iPad. Shoot it.
Yes. I've got one that I do that too. Dad, can we go chase storms? He sits in the back of the van on his iPad.
Yeah, it's not the same.
My kids just steal the little moose toys out of Tom's truck all the time.
You got toys in your truck?
Yeah, I have the blue moose. I have little. I have two of them. They're hanging in the truck on the door handle or whatever, the holy shit handles or whatnot. Yeah, two
How
little
did
blue.
you not let me pose with these?
Well, I was, I guess, caught up with 2%. I don't know. I mean, they're.
I'm so
they're
disappointed
like-
in you, Tom. So disappointed.
Oh, wait a minute! I've got a picture of one stuck to a Hummer.
Oh, yes, you do.
I'm pretty sure. Can I share or no?
Yeah. Yeah. If you click share screen at the bottom,
We are talking the vehicle, right?
Yeah, behave, Jenny.
Wow. You're gonna ask me which screen?
Yep.
It's easiest with two monitors. Yes, thank you. Like, oh wow, it's giving me instructions on how to do this. So,
What the hell, man? Don't read instructions.
These ones are kind of hard to miss. They won't let you proceed until you've done it.
Well, it just asked me screen 1, 2, or 3, and I don't know which one is which.
It should show you what's showing on each screen.
Oh,
Do you have
At least it does on mine.
okay. There
Yeah,
you go.
there you go.
So there's the blue moose stuck to the side of Helicity. It's got magnets.
I was going to say
Here's
it's
my
stuck
money.
pretty well.
Oh yeah, no, it worked well. So
Oh, that is
Can I
funny.
find like 2% versions of this?
I think yours is a one-off.
I'm gonna put
Def-
Jill on this. She's gonna make me some magnetic cows.
I don't mean to alarm you, Jenny, but there's a surly tweener sitting on your bed.
What?
Busted.
And the weird looking dog. Because she's a border collie cross, but the rescue forgot to tell me that's with a wiener dog.
Where? She's not as
Oh hey, I'm gonna share another photo. Give me a sec here.
Yeah.
Your screen. You'd think I'd remember which one it was, but there we go. We're gonna come up.
Oh, we'll have to bring it up.
I was gonna say you guys have to give
There
me
we go.
permission. There you go. Jenny.
There she is.
Yeah. On the front of the blue moose. Yeah, that was where? Saskatchewan somewhere.
So did you hit
That
her?
was. Oh, where were we?
Hitchhiking. That's what was going on.
Hey, that was where we got the whole. Oh, what was that tow company called? Camel Tow.
Huh?
Oh, that's in what town is that? I've been through
Camel
there.
towing.
That's that town you and me met up on the
that's Coupel.
31st. Yeah,
Yeah,
Coupel.
yes,
Camel towing, yes.
Yeah.
camel towing. Because I, of course, had to go take a selfie with the sign. Because
It's
You're
right
classy.
off of Trans Canada or whatever.
Yeah.
Where there was Anyways,
Saskatchewan is a
It's-
classy place. What can I tell you?
wait a minute. There was like you guys ran down to a corner store or a grocery store or something like that to use the washroom, and it was like sketch or something like that. Is that the town that we were in?
Most are.
No, this one was exceptionally apparently.
You guys use real toilets?
I don't know. I wasn't there. I just know you guys took off and you went down to this gas station or corner store or something like that. And then when you came back, everybody was kind of creeped out by the bathroom or whatever. I think it's the town, but I don't remember the name of the town.
That's Quapel.
Yeah.
It's
Is
the
it?
name of the town.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
Yeah.
of course. That's French.
I don't know. It sounds like you're talking about every small town in
Well,
Saskatchewan.
most. Yeah.
It's just my experience with it, I guess.
If you need a tattoo though, Custer's is the place in Quapel. I've got both of mine done there. She's very good.
Well,
Good to know.
something to do on my next down day at
We'll get you a blue moose on your shoulder.
yes.
Maybe she'll let me help.
No.
Yes.
I'm sane enough not to know not to do that. Sorry. Not happening. I'm just looking through some of my photos from the trip.
Yeah, if anybody has any pictures from this year they want
Yeah,
to share and talk about, have at it.
No, the only picture that I wanted to share, I didn't take, and I had to buy from Jordan.
nice.
I had to Photoshop you taking a poop in the ditch out of it.
Well,
I was not.
I mean,
No,
we never do
you were-
anything like that.
He was just squatting, taking his own picture, but looked a little bad in my picture.
It looked suspicious. But my wife loved that picture, and all I did was take one with my stupid cell phone because I was in a hurry. And then I had to buy a proper one from Jordan on a canvas for her for Christmas.
I got a secret for you.
Huh?
Mine's a cell phone picture too.
hey, Happy New Year, man. In Ontario, or Eastern Canada, it's
Oh yeah, Happy New Year, Tom.
I just
You're
happened-
alive.
I'm alive and the power's still on and everything's still good. So, cheers. Happy New Year's.
Happy New Year.
Anyways, the point I was getting to, there's the difference between Samsung and Apple.
I'm trying to the photo that I took.
Says the cat.
What are you running, Jordan?
For my phone,
Yeah.
I got the S20 Ultra.
Ah, nice.
No, what are you running right now?
Still the S20 Ultra, even though the screen's all broken.
Oh, I thought you were on your S9 again.
I was, but the next day my screen started working again, so I'm just waiting. I took it into Winnipeg to get it fixed, but they didn't have the part for it, so they're supposed to call me when I can come back and get the screen replaced.
The thing's supposed to stay in your pocket, not on the ground, right?
Well, see, I was doing snow removal and I had it mounted in the window of the loader.
Oh,
And
well,
my mount-
apparently.
Well, it was mounted to the mount perfectly fine, but the mount apparently wasn't mounted to the window perfectly fine. And eventually just fell off. And yeah, I don't know if you'll be able to see it on screen, but hit the corner of the screen there. And then my screen went all unresponsive for like a day. And it was a shit show, but
See, now I know you're lying because you're talking that you were working.
ouch.
Shot.
Yeah. I'm just looking at some of the. I had some edited photos somewhere, and now I'm just trying to remember where they are. Oh God, yeah. This I'm
Don't
gonna
edit them, Tom. It's just what
No,
you
no,
see.
no. I'm gonna share. Oops. Here, share screen. Might as well make it about something to do with chasing. Open. Sesame. Come on.
This is where we need the Jeopardy theme song.
Yeah. It's the sun.
What is your guys' like favorite?
Oh, I remember
story
this
ever?
one. Yeah.
So this was a photo I took from my truck while we were out chasing, and that's from the smoke. That's actually the sun. It looks like a red marble in the sky. And Yeah, I mean, I've never seen the sun like that, and that's just from the sheer amount of smoke that was out there.
That'd be
Yeah, I
an
remember.
iPhone, isn't it?
Nope, that's a Google Pixel, but it's way zoomed in. I cropped it because the other image is obviously smaller. Are you making fun of my phone?
I make fun of nothing. I'm completely
No.
serious. Can't you tell?
Straight face, dude. Who's this? Oh yeah, that's yeah.
So, what is your guys' favorite storm you've ever chased?
Ooh, that one's
Scarf.
tough.
It's easy for me. Dodge City for me was the best in Kansas just because of the sheer volume of everything from tornadoes to lightning to mamadas at the end of it. The mamadas, I've never seen mamadas that good since that Dodge City storm. So I that's easy for me just because of the variety. It wasn't one thing. It was the whole, and it was for nearly 2 hours. So that day is going to be very hard to top in terms of just having a mixed bag of everything. So, yeah.
I think mine would have to be like, it's a close tie between like Scarth and probably Tahoka, Texas.
Yeah.
But I'd probably have to go for Tahoka, Texas, just for the sheer fact that nobody was hurt or killed in that one.
Yes.
And
Yeah,
yeah,
not say the
just
same for Scarth.
exactly, unfortunately. So yeah, I'd probably have to go with Tahoka, Texas for that reason.
What about you, Curtis?
Scarth, but for the only or simple fact, it's the only real tornado I've seen. So you know.
See, I prefer
And you?
storms where I don't have to encounter too many people. And down in the US, it's just like it's too people-y.
It's very peoply.
Yes.
Very people-y. So I'd have to say Tilston was probably my favorite.
Yeah, I would have
Especially the amount of like frogs I squashed after.
Did you at least save their legs?
Not even edible. Well,
Like when you're
Yes.
actually like losing traction from the amount of frogs you have squashed.
oh wow, yeah, that's
Like I have never seen so many frogs in my life, and like I grew up, I used to like go catch frogs so I can go trout fishing.
did it smell like
So I like
worms?
fill like ice cream pails, and like I could have filled probably 1,000 ice cream pails with the amount of frogs that were on the road.
You're just thinking all of this bait.
It's like,
That's just
squish.
wrong.
But it was just, you know, you're sitting there and just everything all around you is just spinning. Like I've never seen such a epic storm in my life. And then you get like a 1.5 mile wide tornado out of the deal. It's just spectacular.
Yeah, it's hard to go wrong with that for sure.
But I think like everybody was out for that one. Because Manitoba did this thing where it's like an epic bust or it's like epic chaos.
There's
no
tornado of the year
in
or
Manitoba.
nothing.
There's no in between.
9 times out of 10, you're gonna bust in Manitoba, but you don't want to be there the one time it doesn't bust.
Yeah, because you're
Or you
like,
don't want to
down
not be
by
there the
very
one time it
often
doesn't
there,
bust. Yep. It's
So Alberta, I keep waiting to see this whole like, you know, foothills magic thing they keep talking about. I'm starting to think they're lying.
yeah, me too.
I show up for this and it never produces.
No, it's definitely. The last 2 seasons that I've been out there chasing, Braden and I. That's his backyard, and he knows it like the back of his hand. It's amazing how much he knows the roads, the terrain, and everything. And we've been on everything that moved through that area, and nothing has produced yet. So, yeah, I'm with you there. I don't have a Canadian tornado other than the bird fart in my backyard that literally was on the ground for 3.5 seconds, if that. So I everything of mine is down in the States.
It is a hoax.
Prove me wrong. Until you do, I'm right. Yeah,
Now I gotta think of the name of this town.
that's funny. That's awesome.
That was good.
I feel like I need to contribute somehow.
Yeah. Just going
Oh
back to-
yeah, the Nanton tornado a couple of years ago. That was like the biggest fluke tornado I've ever had in my life. That's my first experience with a little bit of Foothills magic, because we had stopped off at this little place that has like these cinnamon buns, and I'm no word of a lie, it's like as big as my head. So we pull off onto this side road, and I'm eating this cinnamon bun, and I am covered. I look up, and this freaking tornado drops like right in front of me while I'm trying to go through moss.
I can't touch my camera.
So it's like freaking flinging like these cinnamon buns the truck was so sticky, but
Ah!
it was a gorgeous tornado.
That's worse than kids. Everything's sticky.
I am like 1,000% worse than a child.
1,000%. That's pretty high.
Speaking of cinnamon buns, have
Please
either
do not invite me along.
Pardon me?
have
I
either
said,
any of you
please do not invite me along. Because like that coffee video of me drinking it in 80-kilometer-hour winds, your vehicle will be covered.
just shit everywhere.
have any of you had
Any explosion in your space.
cinnamon buns from Carlisle Bakery?
Oh yeah, buddy. Those are pretty
Those are
Yeah, we
famous.
had that.
the best.
Did we not
Okay.
stop there this year for that?
I think we did, yeah.
If you guys want epicness, Boston creams from the Wadena Bakery.
Oh yeah. I'll have to keep that in mind.
We're not sponsored by the Wadena Bakery, but we could be. In
They
case
should.
anyone.
Like I grew up there, and I will like shove freaking full ones, just whole dozen gone.
Full ones.
There's so much
And
inappropriateness.
it's not that like pudding crap you get at like Tim Hortons. It is like whipped cream goodness.
Mm.
Now I'm hungry. Thanks.
Yeah, me too. Sitting here, my stomach's rumbling.
Who's bringing me a snack?
I'll airmail it to you with my tutu.
Yes. We should order them, and we should get matching ones.
So
Are we
I'm
going
going to
to
share
the
another photo. Might as well make it. This is Foothills Magic. Just
It's non-existent.
but it's not a tornado. It's just a storm. But this was one of the storms we got on, which it was pretty. This was with Connor. I think it was July 4th, I want to say. Just a nice storm coming off the hills, and it considering what I haven't seen for the last 2 years, I was happy with that. It was
Absolutely.
it was a nice storm coming off, and that's the one that started chucking hail, if I remember correctly, and we just hung out underneath the precip. But it was fun.
Just let it happen.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah.
That was this year,
Right
right?
on.
Yeah, that was July 4th this year.
Yes, I was on that one.
This was coming off. This was literally right off the foothills in Alberta. I'm trying to find. Sorry, I'm trying to find another photo.
That was July 2nd, right?
That one was July 4th. That's July 4th. July 2nd. There was another storm July 2nd. That was the one in Calgary, wasn't it? We were chasing Calgary. We were doing all around Calgary on the 2nd.
Yeah.
That had that half UFO going into town. That that was July 2nd. So that's the UFO coming into Calgary, but that's a bad picture of it. I'm just that's a half a UFO or a quarter of a UFO. Mothership or whatnot.
The Scout.
Yeah.
I'll be back in 2 seconds here, guys.
Going for a refill. Yeah, the smoke was unreal this year.
Yeah, that's probably the biggest story of the year, I'd say, up here.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I've never seen that much smoke from like over that big an area. Like,
Yeah.
you know, you've seen smoke where you're locally to a fire, but to have it propagate from BC to Alberta all the way, you know, into Saskatchewan,
Mhm.
it was crazy.
That is pretty typical of our summers, though.
Well,
It seems to be lately. I don't ever remember it being like that. Last few years have been, though.
the dry. I mean, you look at it like, what did you guys see the video out of Western Kansas? Maybe 3 weeks ago, where it looked like the Dust Bowl. Western Kansas right now has no moisture. Eastern Colorado and Colorado obviously have no moisture.
Yeah.
It's a problem. You need moisture, otherwise you're not getting storms.
Who's Jenny? You want me to bring that up into the stream,
I
or
was trying to. This was that July 2nd one.
there we go.
That was cool.
And then July
that's-
died a miserable death like every other storm on the prairies this year.
Yeah. Yeah, everything was dying miserable deaths this year. Yes. You know where's a town that we need to visit as a group? It's Wayne, Alberta, or something like that. It's like the little lost town. It's like an old, like you got to go down this road and it's like a dead end, and there's a hotel there and a bar, and that's it. It's the Rose Deer
It's got
Hotel.
awesome food in it.
Last Chance Saloon. We never got inside. We were
The
just
Last
kind of
Chance Saloon.
Yeah, I think that would be a cool place to go with, you know, Chaser Hangout. And it's just out of, oh man, what's that? Where they have the giant green dinosaur.
Drumheller.
That's it. Thank you, Drumheller.
Drumheller.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Jenny
honestly,
knows where all the epic food is. That's like where my whole like travel plans concentrate around. Is
So-
epic food.
well, so Last Chance Saloon. We should do that as a group, I think.
Well, you had me at bars, so I'm in.
Yeah. Anyways, I thought that was a cool little discovery this summer. Obviously, I didn't first discover it because Jenny's been there, but yeah, I think it'll be fun.
Alsask, there is like this cool old army base there, and they got a little cafe there.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
they got like epic coffee and homemade soups and sandwiches.
I see the coffee theme.
That's because there's no one that is that energetic on their own.
So
This
what
thing
is
is
your
my
favorite
best friend.
coffee? What is your favorite coffee?
Coffee.
Yeah, well, you will drink anything.
I don't know. Joe has been bringing me these, like sending me these epic coffee from like all over the place. So I have
And
not
you-
discovered my favorite coffee yet.
Okay, cool. Do you have like a go-to or?
Beans.
Okay, we're gonna keep it
They're
vague.
mad.
Gotcha.
It is this Moab coffee roasters that has a very amazing full city roast. It is like extra go-go juice.
I'd get excited if I was.
We all
into
know
coffee.
Jenny.
Oh no!
She's
No.
too much go-go juice.
So I got to show you this picture. I was like, the math is off on this one. Share screen. Yeah, so this one kind of made me think twice when I saw it. I was like, somebody didn't have their coffee in the morning or something. 2 times 12 is definitely not $20. 25 is definitely not 40. I like the bargain discount though.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
They math like me.
Math is hard. Numbers are hard.
They
Mathing.
are.
Oh,
So are
okay.
words.
It's,
Oh.
That was my fault. I meant
Like
to click
ambulance?
remove on Tom's screen and I removed Curtis because he already removed it.
Where did I eat that?
there's the name of the episode.
Where did I eat that?
Section in your podcast. Where did I eat that?
Zero context given.
Well, I can share my screen. It's really good food, but I'm now it's going to burn a hole in my head because I'm going to try and figure out where I ate that. And
I think we should all, as chasers, find this like instead of "you got to eat here" is the "please don't eat here."
Can you believe I didn't get food poisoning?
The Butthole Brothers, Jenna Thomas.
Well, I'm not sure if he means that Jordan and Kurtis plus me and you, but I don't know what the butthole brothers is. But yeah, no, it was some really good corn on the cob wrapped in bacon. And then obviously well, it was good, but you know what? I can't remember where this was.
Everything is better with bacon.
Yes.
Yes.
Everything.
Yes. Yeah.
Nothing has ever been made worse by adding bacon.
Where was that?
You guys ever tried bacon wrapped pickles?
Yes.
I have not.
No, I haven't either. No.
I'm going to now, though.
You guys need to come to Jen's place.
No, I definitely have not.
I will be right back, guys.
We'll still
Bye.
be-
And then I'll be like singing the song, I got a pickle, I got a pickle,
I got a
I
pickle.
got a pickle.
Hey. Oh my goodness.
I am bringing bacon wrapped pickles on the next chase.
I'm in. Sold.
Oh, wrong button. I gotta go to this one.
Do not hit buttons, Curtis.
Oh, I'm trying to be careful. This was I got this at that Assiniboia storm this year that didn't do anything.
Oh yeah,
So-
I was. Where was that? That was in on. I was to the north of that, if I remember
Yes.
correctly.
Yeah, I believe you were.
I was playing in some hail in the north, and I was watching because that thing looked good on radar for a while. It looked like it had a really good radar presentation. So that's cool. I'm curious to see what it looked like. So it's funny how we can remember these things.
And we stopped for fuel in Assiniboia, and then as soon as we got out, we could see the rotation. And I ended up taking us down a road we shouldn't have gone down because it was a dead end, and we had to turn around. And we didn't end up missing anything. We ended up getting back to it, but it was it was pretty.
Yeah, that's a nice looking storm. Yeah,
Tried so hard. The little storm that couldn't.
It's funny how they tease.
Oh man.
The interesting thing about this season, though, I'd have to say, is the late season storms we had.
Yes.
Like your August 31st, and then after that, here we had like these monster hail checkers. So like inch thick hail on the roads, and it was just so late season. Like here in Saskatchewan, you don't normally get those late August, early September storms.
And was it all pushed back because of the smoke we had all year? Like all the forest fire smoke?
I think it had a lot to do with the drought.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Like
drought.
we never got any of that moisture packing in, and I thought after our epic storm season for the winter, like we had those, like especially for my area, those 3 record-breaking storms for the winter. And I was like, yes, moisture. And then
Storm juice.
it just failed miserably.
Yeah, that's true.
That storm that you were just had up there, Curtis, was that July 12th or 11th? No, July 11th, maybe.
That sounds about right. I'm pretty terrible with dates, but
I'm just looking some of my photos from the north where I was, playing around. So, yeah, it would have been July 11th, is my guess.
I'll do a little sleuthing here and see if I can.
Yeah, 11th, because I don't have any footage whatsoever from. Oh no, July 12th or 11th. I was at.
You were out on
Full
this
Length.
one, Jenny, because I'm sure I passed you. I'm sure you were out on this one.
So then it must not have been the 11th, because the 11th was Foam Lake area, and that was hail checkers.
Was that day you and I were together, Curtis, up by Regina and went north?
No, I wasn't with you on this one. You were out with Braden, I think.
So that must have been
Braden, or was I with Tom?
Maybe
Was
Tom.
was that the day you and I were alone together, Tom? And I had the kids with me?
Which day?
I think July 11th we're talking about?
No, July 11th, I was on my own. I was up northwest of. Where
You
was
guys were south of me, because I was messaging you that day.
July 11th.
You were over by.
And I'm terrible with names.
Rainbow area?
I'm just going to Google Maps because it's going to be easier. That was the day I was northwest of. Where was I? Wasn't up at Prince Albert.
You were over by Regina area.
Was I?
No, it's Alberta. That's not Saskatchewan. What the heck am I doing? You would have been in.
I'm just gonna look at my
Williams,
Google Maps
Stratford area?
timeline.
Well, that's what I was going to say. That I'm trying to find from my photos.
So no,
I was
July
running-
11th was one when I was around Regina. This one was down by Assiniboia.
Oh, I dropped into Moose Jaw, so I came.
Yeah, I think that was the day that you and me met up on that gravel road at Moose Jaw, isn't it? Or right by Moose Jaw?
In the morning?
Yeah. And then we hung out there for a
Oh,
while,
yes,
and then we
yes,
went up.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then so I'm talking about after that, after you and I broke off.
Oh, right. Yeah.
I went west. I was blasting west, and I ended up on a storm. And I remember coming down Highway 11, and I thought I was somewhere northwest of Saskatoon.
June 10th.
That
June
Is
10th.
the date.
I wasn't. Oh, what?
June 10th is the day that those pictures were from.
Huh.
is that the day that I met you when you were with Ricky and Chris, Curtis? We met by like Fort
Nope.
Capel?
No, that was a different one. I was with Greg and Chris.
Okay.
We're in Greg's little Santa Fe that day.
Ah.
But that's because it was Crane Valley, Assiniboia, all of that. That's where that picture was taken, was Crane Valley.
Yeah, I'm just going back because wow. Yeah, no, it would have it. Give me a sec here. Yeah, so this should tell me on property where it was taken. Come on. Show me where. Lat lawn. Okay, there we go. Oh, it gives me my altitude? I didn't even know that. Except it won't let me. Okay, let's do this. Google Maps. Nope, that didn't work. Huh. Interesting.
I guess I could go to my highways and hailstones log and figure out exactly what I was doing.
That'll bug me. But anyway, somewhere around Saskatoon, I swear I was northwest of Saskatoon. There's a Highway 16 that runs north. Yeah, that's, and then I cut over. I was in Carruthers.
You
Get the hell out of me.
nasty.
No, I'm trying to figure out a cut knife. No, man, it's so funny how this is gonna bug me now.
You guys were like south of Foam Lake because on the
Where are
11th. Because I was just north and I was debating on like flying south, so I was messaging you.
July 11th, I was up around Cupar. Well, here I can. Here, look at. I've even got a map of where I was. And there, that's where I was. So yeah, Cupar, that highway just south of Raymore and Ituna.
Yeah, Raymore, that's where it got hammered hard. Raymore.
Yeah, July 11th is the day that you were with Chris and Ricky.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
that's the day I
June
was thinking
10th
of.
is the day I was talking about in Assiniboia.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, this was the 11th. Let's see if I've got a map on this one. Yeah, down by Ogama, Radville, Coronach, Assiniboia, this entire area. That was the one where the picture came from, Crane Valley. Anyways, down the rabbit hole.
Yeah, I'm gonna spend all night on this Google map trying to figure out where I was. That's not very exciting. We're losing viewers, I'm sure.
We got 9 still.
30 minutes left till you guys have your New Year's.
Yep.
Are you right? Everybody's
Yep.
in the same time zone. Because
I believe so, yep.
Right? You guys
Yeah.
are permanently in, one time.
We're
zone.
just, right.
I'm not going to argue too much with that.
Sometimes it's dark in the morning, sometimes it's light in the morning.
Yeah, exactly.
Some days you can see your hand in front of your face. Most days
I'm
you
excited.
Other days
I'm
it's a
excited
blizzard.
for springtime. I've already booked my plans for May of this year.
What are you doing?
I'm going down to the States as long as the border's still open, but if not, I'll fly down. I don't care. I'm flying and renting or I'm taking the truck, one of the two. But I'm going down there, short of the place being on fire. I'm going in the States, I've got we're renting an Airbnb down near Oklahoma City, and I plan on arriving like the 27th, 28th of April and being there the whole month of May. That's the game plan at this point, but
I hear Jason and Kirst are renting with you too.
yes, yeah. So
Nice.
I mean, it's the most cost-effective way of doing it. I mean, we're renting.
Yeah.
The last 2 times I was down there, I did that, and I mean, you're renting a whole house. So it's a great home base. You can leave your stuff, you can do your laundry, you can do all that kind of stuff, and it's costing like $25 a night to do it when you break it down. And
Yeah.
you get your own room, so you're paying $25 a night. You get a nice house, backyard.
Yeah.
As long as you can stand your roommates or they can stand you, it's all good, right?
Yeah.
And the odd time you can't make it back to Oklahoma, you rent a hotel somewhere, but it's so cheap, $25 a night.
Yeah, no kidding.
Hotel down there is at least $100 Canadian, and it's usually $100 US.
Yeah.
So it's worked out really well. So anyways, that's the game plan for this year, and spend a month and just find something. I just need one tornado. It's going on 2.5 years since I've seen a tornado, and I'm twitching.
Yeah, I guess probably what would have been our last day down there in 2019 would have been your last one.
Yep. Yeah, that was Kansas.
Yeah. Well, at least you got like 7 or 8 that day.
Yeah. Yeah, that rope out still to this day, that was the coolest rope out I've ever seen.
Yeah, that was insane.
It just hung out for so long. That particular tornado. So yeah, that was fun. That was my best, I think. I'm just looking up my videos right now.
That was a good way to end the chasecation for sure.
Yes, yeah.
Looking at models, I think I'm just gonna have to go chase blizzards in BC.
Yeah, like what's going on? Like,
Never mind blizzards in
Yeah,
BC.
even
Talk
like
about
the Dreamcaster models are like showing nothing for Saskatchewan.
it's
Never-
definitely
I cry. So,
Never
what do
mi-
you guys find the biggest difference between chasing up here in Canada and chasing the States?
chaser traffic.
yeah, I guess yeah, the congestion for sure is a big thing, because down in the States there's days where when you're on a big day, and this is like when I used to chase with Mike and we were targeting, I always told him on those big days where you had, a moderate or a high risk and everybody was targeting the obvious storm or the obvious setup. I'm like, let's take the secondary target. I don't want to play around with a bunch of, because it's like bumper to bumper traffic. Mangum, Oklahoma. Oh my God.
That was a bad day.
It was, and we got into the traffic and I'm like, who was with me? And I'm like, get me on a dirt road. Find me a dirt road. Because the truck will go down the dirt roads. I built the truck for that specific reason. And I actually made a t-shirt. Give me a sec here. I'm going to pull it up here. Let me see if I can share this. So this was a t-shirt I had made up. And this is something I truly believe in, because anytime I hit dirt roads when I'm on a tornadic storm, I end up getting to it. Oh, wait, I got to let it share it. Sorry. Everybody's waiting. There. So
Okay.
what the?
Curtis, you do it then.
So I just got a shirt made up that says dirt roads equal tornadoes. And because you beat out, and this is specifically to do with the US, because you beat out all the traffic by taking the direct route, but you have to have the vehicle that can handle it. And that's that's the key. But so I'm on those big days, I'm a fan of chasing secondary targets, and I'm a fan of dirt roads. That's my personal.
You especially need the vehicle on their dirt roads compared to ours.
Yeah, because you guys have more gravel, whereas down in the States it turns into like cake batter. It's kind of like
Yeah.
You've never chased like Southwest in Saskatchewan, have you?
Well, yeah, I have, but I mean, it's I haven't seen it. So I haven't seen what I've seen in the States, but I haven't been in heavy rain in Southwest Saskatchewan this year. We didn't get anything that bad. I believe that they're bad. I'm just, Kansas.
It turns into like driving on butter. It's absolutely insane. Thank goodness there's like no ditches in those spots. So it's like field to road to field to road.
I actually thrive in that environment. That's my favorite, because it thins the herd very, very quickly when you go off road and everybody's chasing in their Hyundai Elantra and can't go down a dirt road. No, but it's true. I'm just saying, it just thins the herd. It gets you out of the chaos, and it doesn't. There's nothing more frustrating than somebody holding you up, and because they're either scared, which you're scared of the storm, that's great, but if you're blocking the road or you're stopping on the road, it's so frustrating to have that kind of stuff happen. So yeah, I'm a big fan of dirt roads. That's all I'm gonna say.
I think my favorite is to chase in Saskatchewan, because you can have like the storm all to yourself. It's like, it's mine.
Yes.
Oh, mine.
Braden has actually made that same comment that he loves Saskatchewan, and I have to agree. I mean, if storms would produce,
Hey, no.
I know I'm being picky and all, but it's definitely much more. You can enjoy it more, where you're not dealing with all the other stuff going on. So yeah, I get it. I mean, I totally get it.
Yeah.
What's your favorite place to chase in?
Kansas. Kansas is my favorite state to chase in by far. It's been very good to me. So
Texas Panhandle for me.
Yeah. I like the Kansas grid because there's a road every mile basically.
Yeah.
So it's easy to navigate on a storm without even a map, essentially.
Yeah, that's true.
So you?
Mine's Saskabush.
Atta girl. I'm right there with you.
Alberta, like they're spoiled over there. Like they actually got roads, like railroads. Like I brought an Alberta chaser over to Saskatchewan to chase storm, and like the road went from highway to gravel. This is so dangerous, and I'm like, no, this means it's a good road. Drive.
This is way safer. There's going to be no one on this road. You're fine.
That's what I loved about Google Maps chasing in Saskatchewan. It shows you this highway, and you turn left on it, and it's gravel, and I'm like, well, this ain't a highway, but it's all good for me.
But you don't have potholes.
So that was like the mid 90s that the government went, and any highway we had that had potholes, instead of repaving it, they took the big rototiller out there and turned it into a gravel road.
Yeah.
Because
It
it's
is
cheaper
way
to
better than
maintain.
the highway.
Yeah, way better.
Just what you say.
If there's no potholes, man, it's just as good. I have no issue with it. Like
I have bent so many rims on these Saskatchewan highways.
I've lost a shock or two.
My minivan, I've needed like 3 replacements of my shocks.
it's a little dusty, that's all.
Yeah.
Clears the sinuses.
There's that one turkey trail you and I went down, Tom, this year.
Turkey Trail. Where was that?
Well, that was in the Coppell Valley.
Yeah, Coppell Valley. That same day, that July 11th or whatever it was.
Oh, yeah, we were breaking
Yeah.
trail. Oh my God, there was no road.
Yeah.
That was like a donkey cart trail with, nothing on it. But hey, we had the trucks for it, so it's.
Yep.
You haven't had fun yet unless you take one of those roads and you race the speed goats.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, those speed goats, those are interesting. They look like they're trouble.
They don't mess around.
They are the dumbest animals on earth, though. Like, if there's a
Suicidal.
little ridge, they can't figure out how to get it. I don't know if you all seen that video where that like train plowed over hundreds of them.
No, what? No.
It's because they
I think
literally
I've seen
cannot
it, yeah.
figure out how to get out between those tracks.
Oh my.
Okay.
And they'll
You
just
can actually hear
stand
the
there and
thumping.
stare at you. They are the dumbest animals, but they are fast, so it's fun to race them.
I would not want to clean the front of the locomotive up after that. Well, poor
It's like
animals.
swamp donkeys.
There you
They're
go.
fine until you come around a tree and encounter one during rutting season.
Hopefully in a vehicle.
Yeah. Just strolling.
Do I ever do anything safe like that?
Well, probably not. No.
I mean, no, totally down to par.
Jeez. Anyways, moving on.
So what got you all into chasing?
I just don't think I'm quite right in the head.
Good answer.
I feel like I might be touched.
That is a legitimate answer there.
That's it.
What about you, Jordan?
I don't really know. I just always really liked storms growing up, and started getting more into them and started chasing them, and here I am.
Hey, Tom?
Cool story, bro.
Cool. Yeah, cool story. I've always been into weather. As a kid, I was always, sitting in the garage watching it rain, doing all that kind of stuff. But in Ontario, I mean, I'm old, and in Ontario, storm chasing wasn't a huge thing until, the last 15, 20 years when technology got better. But I would watch every National Geographic on, storms, and then obviously Discovery Channel, Storm Chasers, and Reed and Joel and all that. And then one year, 2014, I'd been talking about taking a tour for like 5 years. And finally, I remember the day I was sitting on my couch and it was around Christmas time. And I'm like, you know what? I'm booking it. And I texted my brother, who was my business partner at the time. I said, I'm taking off for 2 weeks in May. I'm going storm chasing down in Oklahoma. And he's like, man, finally. He's like, you've been talking about that forever. And so I got hooked, and I said, and Mike Scantlin picked me up from the airport. He pulls up in the van, and I'm like, oh God, this is going to be entertaining. And because I knew him as a character obviously off the show, and he's a blast anyways. And so we spent 2 weeks, and Mother's Day of 2014, got our first tornado, and I was hooked. Like and I told Mike when he picked me up at the airport, I'm like, if we get one, I'm so screwed, because I know I'm going to just jump into it. Like, as you can tell, I mean, I've spent a pile of money to, chase now. And I somehow convinced Mike, we stayed, because he was my tour guide with ETT, and I convinced Mike over the winter. I stayed in touch with him on Facebook, and I'm like, can I follow you around? I'll stay out of your way. I just want to learn from you. I think it's safer that way. I ended up buying a Subaru Impreza hatchback, a disposable car, because I'm like, I'm going to destroy this thing. I paid like $2,000 for it, or maybe $3,000 if I, stretching it. I talked him into letting me chase with him. To this day, I bug him about it. I'm like, what were you thinking? Like, honestly, some nut job from Canada come down and chase with you. And he's awesome. Mike, I love. He's just such a straight up, genuine guy. And anyway, so we chased for three weeks, I think, in 2015 with the Subaru, and him and I got stuck on I-35 north of Dallas because the highway was covered in 4 feet of water. There was a river running perpendicular to it, and we could not drive through it in our Subarus. We were watching big trucks drive through it, but anything small, and we would honk at them, tell them not to go, and they would go in, and it would wash them off into the field. And literally, I saw a Nissan Leaf get washed into the field. And so Mike and we had identical cars. We both had Subaru hatchbacks, which was just a freak coincidence. And we sat there for 2 hours. And when we did cross, the water was still up to the headlights on the car. And I went, okay, I got to rethink this if I'm going to do this in 2015 or 2016, I mean. And that was when I built the truck over the winter. And now just because you got a lot of clearance doesn't mean the road's actually there.
Yeah.
When you're talking floodwaters, and that's why they, turn around, don't drown. But that's why I built the truck, and just because it can take the abuse and mine's designed to get to a tornado, but it's more designed to get away. I will drive over just about anything to get out of there. And the truck will take the abuse and get me out of there. So, but yeah, that's basically how I got into chasing. And like I said, I mean, it's an addiction. I mean, chasing is definitely an addiction, and we all have it. There's not a chaser out there that can't say that theyey're addicted to it. And
this is the closest thing we have to a support group.
Yeah. Hi, my name is Tom, and I'm absolutely. Yeah. So.
Storm Chasers Anonymous.
How about you, Jenny?
For me, it started at a really young age. At 7 years old, I was tenting out in the backyard, and the tent was picked up by a plow wind and thrown against the fence. So I'm stuck in this tent. I managed to scramble out, and there's trampolines and trees flying everywhere. This is the best thing I've ever seen in my life.
That's the best.
So my friend is trying to drag me inside, and I'm like, no, I want to stay out here. And then lightning struck our school and started it on fire. And I'm like, yeah, storms are epic. I love storms.
So that's what got hooked, is being tossed in a tent.
Yes, I took a ride in the plow wind, and because I thought it was a tornado.
Did you hit your head by chance?
There's a chance.
Did you hit your head?
No chance I've got a little brain damage.
That's
good.
Like I moved out to Kindersley area when I was about 12 years old. And there was like literally tornado warnings every night when I moved out here. So I'd like ride my little pedal bike out to the edge of town and sit out in the zappers.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I've been like chasing since I was, little. When did you guys start chasing?
2 years ago. COVID.
Basically, it's
COVID chasing.
For real though, it's always been something that I've loved and wanted to do, and that would be so cool to be able to do that. And I want to be able to do that, but who makes the time for it?
So show of hands, whose favorite movie's Twister?
And that's probably where it started. Like people.
That was that was a huge influence for sure for a lot of people that kind of brought it into the mainstream. 100%. I know every line in that movie. Probably I've seen it 1,000 times.
It is
Wow.
so the minivan I've got has a DVD player. I went on Amazon and specifically bought Twister. It is the only thing that plays when I'm chasing.
Nice.
I don't even watch it. It just plays over and over and over.
So what's your favorite line from the movie?
The finger of God.
We've
When
got
preacher
cows.
says it.
Which one's that, Jordan?
We've got cows.
I think that was the same cow.
Tom?
I'm trying to think which is my favorite. I'm gonna go probably with the scene where they're at Aunt Meg's house and he's asking about how much beef she has in her house, and she's like, "Did you see the cows I have?" No.
No.
Slaughter your own cows and you make your own lemonade. I'm moving in.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah. So
I think
anyways,
mine is cow. Another cow?
I think that was the same
I think
cow.
that's the same cow.
that's when they had twins. Yes. So
For those of you who don't know, that's like the whole thing of 2% here.
That's the cow.
The flying cow.
Joe asked a question in on the Facebook side whether either myself or Jenny were scared of storms growing up. Me personally, no. Well, there you go. Look at that. I've never been afraid of storms. I definitely, I've always told everybody when I go chasing, I say, you're not doing it right unless your butt puckers at least once a season. So I have definitely had some moments where, chasing just the environment, the situation, I mean, but storms themselves don't really scare me, no. Nor growing up.
For me, growing up, storms never scared me. I know, like, watching storms out the second story of my old farmhouse, I had, like, lightning strike. Do you remember those, like, big TV antennas that all those old houses used to have?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But it, like, struck that right in front of the window, and it was just this big explosion, and this thing came crashing down. But for me, I think the only thing that scares me in a storm is the lightning, because that's about the only thing that's going to take Jenny out.
I will agree with that statement. That's exactly the same thing I say. Lightning is the one thing that, is probably going to kill me one day, unfortunately.
Mhm.
There's a chance I will end up in Manitoba from wind, but
Yeah, you guys live in the right area. That's the thing to be out on the prairies and, Western Canada, I'm jealous. Like, as much as you guys are freezing cold right now, I'm jealous that you guys get to walk out your door and basically have that, chasing in Ontario, you're dealing with 40-foot, 50-foot, 60-foot trees everywhere for the most part. And it's just, you guys have that ability to, good chase terrain and good environment for the most part.
the Ontario hogged the tornadoes up here.
Yeah.
All of them. All
Yeah.
of them.
Because I was out west. I mean, it's
Like,
literally
I thought you guys were supposed to love me and share, but you were
Well,
mean.
I took one for the team by going out west because every day there was tornadoes in Ontario, and I'm just sitting out west going, why'd I drive 3,000 kilometers out here? What was
And
the
so were we. We were all sitting there. Why is Tom out here?
If 2022 is a repeat, I am coming to live in Ontario for the summer.
There you go.
So
2%
it's got to be pretty.
are going to light up Ontario.
I got a spare bedroom for 2%.
Though I am not used to trees. I don't know what
tree.
you speak of here.
Yeah,
Are those like knee-high shrubs you see out?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Bonsai trees. Bonsai trees. Little Japanese ones.
The surveillance bush.
Well, you
It's a quarter
turn
gas
there
reference.
just before the old tractor. Just before
If you
the falling
hit the
down
3
barn,
bins, you've
like
gone too
leading
far.
in a, 45-degree angle.
Yeah, but if you hit the 3 bins, you've gone too far.
Yes. But there's only 2 bins now because the third one was tossed by a wind.
Yeah, I got caught in that wind in 03.
That wind of 03.
That's how our directions are given.
So, out of all the storms, what's the most epic damage you guys have seen?
Oh. The last
Probably
place I worked
Scarth.
Not all
lot-
at once here.
Okay, I was sitting back because I do a lot of talking, so I was just going to let the other two answer. But Chapman, Kansas, for me was definitely the worst thing. I have that footage of the lifting the entire 2-story home off the foundation, lofting it 100 feet in the air, and just shredding it to nothing. And I went back about 2 weeks later and looked, and literally all that's left is a foundation, and the house is nowhere to be found. So Chapman was definitely an eye-opener in terms of damage for sure. May 25th, 2016.
It'd either be, oh, that's tough. It's either Scarth or Laverne, Oklahoma, May 23rd, 2019. Pretty similar damage, except the Laverne one actually took the house off its foundation and completely destroyed it. So I would say that one's probably worse than Scarth, but
For me, I'd have to say Eston, Saskatchewan, which is about a half an hour east of me. And
Wait.
it wasn't even a tornado. It was actually
Oh.
deemed a plow wind. And it stripped buildings right off their foundation, through
Wow.
2x4s right through people's walls, ripped roofs off. It was an epic amount of damage for a non-tornado event.
apparently,
So that was straight line winds?
What's that?
That was straight line winds, basically?
Yeah.
Wow.
apparently I am an idiot because I completely forgot about Eli.
Oh, yeah. F5 in Canada. I forgot about it. Wow.
So yeah, that would be the worst damage I have seen.
Yeah, no, I mean, and that's the thing. So with us on Chapman, we stopped and I've got first aid gear in the truck, a chainsaw, so we stopped and did search and rescue as soon as we came across, a house that we could, search. And that's where it ends for me. I don't, as a chase, anytime we run across a property that's been damaged, if there's a way to get to it, we'll pull over and deal with it.
Yep.
Yeah, and I think that's where, as chasers, are normally first on scene for a lot of these things. So it's
Yeah.
great to be prepared for that stuff. I know as a healthcare worker, I'm CPRC certified, so I can intubate a person right in the field. And my first aid kit is giant. It's not your typical Band-Aid thing. I can pretty much handle any situation till emergency personnel arrives. And I know we stay on scene, like if there's down power lines or whatever else, we try and keep the public safe. So I know some people think that we're all in there for the glory and the tornado shot, but honestly, we're one of the first people on scene to help these people.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree. Many times that's the case. And I actually, after my first chase season down in the States, I went and got CPR certification, because I would not want to be in that situation and stand there and have my hands going, what do I do? So
Yeah.
I wanted to have some preparedness. I'm not obviously to your level, Jenny, but just, enough to get basic help, doing basic CPR, all that kind of stuff, because it would ruin chasing for me if I was on a scene where somebody was hurt, I couldn't help them, and they ended up either dying from their injuries, and I was just a standby, kind of just standing there doing nothing. So that for me personally would be a huge, a huge thing that I just couldn't handle mentally. So that's why I went and got my certification. And speaking of which, I should get recertified because it's been a number of years and we haven't chased and we haven't done anything. So might do that this winter. Gave me a to-do list.
Yeah, I think my certification expires this summer, if I'm not mistaken. So I might have to renew mine soon too.
I think that's probably the most common misconception of storm chasers, especially up here in Canada, is it is not all about the storm. As soon as we come across that damaged path, it is an instant stop to the chase.
Mm-hmm.
Because the safety of those around us is highly important. So if that means missing the tornado, it means missing the tornado. Like,
Yeah, it's just a storm.
Yeah.
People come first.
Yep, exactly.
And I am thankful I haven't came across any serious injuries as far as chasing goes. So, that is very lucky on my part because I've seen some pretty crazy epic storms.
Hey, Curtis, cut it out with the ice.
You like that? It's almost midnight. I'm trying to get my midnight drink ready.
I'm out of it. We're 30 seconds from New Year's.
See, I'm trying to get my midnight.
I actually made it to midnight.
1
For
o'clock.
the first time in 10 years.
What? Wow.
I have no life. Everybody thinks I does.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey,
I don't know what happened there.
Hey, look.
Did it freeze? Did it freeze for everybody else?
No, for me.
Okay, well,
It frozen.
it froze for me.
22. Here's to it.
Granted, it's minus 46.
We're 30 seconds from. Oh, it's delayed on Facebook, so that's pretty funny.
Oh, is it?
Hey, it's 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
I got to kiss Lost Cow, though.
So happy New Year's, everybody.
Happy
Yeah.
New
Happy
Year's.
New Year, everybody.
Here's to
Forward
a
to
year
good
full of storms and health
Yeah.
and no COVID.
Hopefully to see everybody out under the mezzo, and if things work out, I'll chase in the States and I'll come out west as well. So that might happen, but it's a bit of a long shot this year, but we'll see.
Yeah.
And we're going to have tutus.
Yeah, I'll bring my tutus. If I'm coming out west, we are posing in tutus in somewhere in Saskatchewan.
Yes!
No problem. I'm in. And
I'm gonna order a blue one just to match Blue Moose.
there you go. And I'll have the pink one. Anyways, yeah, no, I mean, I'm in. So there's video of this, so you can hold me to it.
We all know that Jenny's gonna be the only one standing under that meso in a tutu.
Can you guys hear that behind me?
I don't hear
No.
nothing.
There's
Fireworks?
someone. Yep, right across the back alley. Someone is shooting fireworks.
Oh yeah, now I hear him.
Yeah, I heard it pop. So
Yeah.
I'm like, either you're somewhere getting shot at or it's fireworks. So
Oh, I think they're done.
I don't know. We live in Saskatchewan. Guns is a very
Probably means a skunk or a raccoon.
Raccoons are such like mischievous little buggers. They're like my
Trash
soul
pandas.
animals.
I was gonna say trash pandas. They're the best. They're
Stupid
so
trash
smart.
pandas.
It's like
Yeah.
raccoons and goats. They're like my soul animals.
Yeah, goats. I
Well,
better
Joe,
meet-
we're-
Yes,
We'll all be
Joe,
down
come
south.
meet us.
I
You
met
gotta come
Joe
down
on the
south.
highway. Him and I passed each other a couple of times going down driving south there from, where were we? We were hanging out at a truck stop. You ended up getting, Jordan, that was the first time you've been in Alberta in like, I don't know how many years. And we dropped south. That was the
quite a
last
few
day
years.
chase day for Connor, and it almost produced on that tail end Charlie or whatever coming off the hills.
Yeah.
Joe was driving down. He was in his truck, I think, if I remember correctly. Joe can probably correct me.
Oh, that's a different Joe.
Different Joe.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, this is female Joe.
Man. I jumped. Anyways, so too many jokes. That's too funny.
This is Joe without the E.
They're part of like this fancy truck club thing going on. Like they all get these like fancy trucks and fancy roads. Can you really call that storm chasing?
Fancy roads. Well, you're gonna have to talk to your government about that one.
Like Alberta
Anyways.
has like paved roads as their like secondary roads. It's
So
crazy.
does Ontario.
Like, they just suck.
Oh, Manitoba.
And then there's like Manitoba with no cell service, and it's this like big
Yeah.
celebration when you can finally get it through.
Yeah, we I remember driving from Winnipeg, and I was taking some back roads, and you suddenly end up on this road that's a highway, and it is like 50 kilometers of washboard dirt road, and it's the dustiest road I've ever been on. And the problem with my truck is the tailgate, the bottom allows air to come in, and everything gets powder coated. Like you go down that road, and it's literally I got to take the whole
Icy
back
sugar.
out. Yes, exactly. So I can't remember which road it is, and I had to take it 2 or 3 times this year, and I was just like, "How do people drive on this like daily?"
Sounds a lot like 227.
Yeah, it's yeah. You know what? It's probably 227,
I think so. Yeah.
and it's. Yeah, I'm zooming in here because it's 227 through metal. Yeah, and anyways, just nasty road, and it. Yes, because I came through the back door to Portage, down 26. I want to say is the one I took, coming into the backside of Portage. Anyways,
227 goes to 240, and then 240 comes down to Portage.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Portage goes straight down. No, I came in on a different road. I came off of 26, which that road
26,
is terrible. That road is, and it might as well be torn up. They should tear that into gravel because that has so many potholes and patches. You can't tell that it's a paved road. Like
that's that road you and I met up with Shannon on Curtis.
Okay.
That rainbow picture.
Yeah, that road sucks.
Yeah.
So my two
it wasn't
favorite
bad.
roads are in Manitoba. Anyways, neither here or there. Well, so what's anybody else got plans for this coming spring other than me in terms of chasing? Like,
I'll be down south.
you're gonna go down south, yeah?
Yeah.
Cool.
As long as everything works out. Yep.
Yeah, of course. I mean,
I don't think the U.S. can handle Jenny.
Oh, come on. You what? They're gonna stop you at the border? Go, we can't handle Jenny.
Because me and the border security agents, we like to have a few drinks and shoot the shit.
Well, there you go.
I'm hoping stuff around here is good, but I'm thinking I'm gonna end up down south. One way or another, I'm gonna have to end up chasing down there and just find out how much I dislike people.
I don't know. That's my thing. Is I don't like people. I mean, I sort of love all you guys, but
I hate people, but I hate.
But like chasing down in the States, that's the thing. It's just like the traffic jam. And I'd much rather have this glorious storm all to myself.
Yeah. I mean, listen,
Saskatchewan.
you can make the targets, that you're not chasing what everybody else is chasing, and that's. But yeah, you're definitely going to run into a lot more people down there, and you even have we've had situations where you have chasers that chase the chaser. I've had to tell people, because my truck is obvious. And I'm like, listen, I'm not watching out for you. If you follow me into a storm and I'm hail coring it or whatever, my truck's going to take it. Your Jeep or your whatever is behind me is not going to. I said, I don't care, but I'm letting you know right now that you know, I go into the heavy stuff, and you follow me, you're doing it your own peril. And it's gotten a few people off my tail, but you know, I had something like that happen in Illinois. I was chasing, and we were creeping in behind a tornado, and we got into the, where were we? We were coming into the inflow, and the wind really picked up, and all of a sudden the two trucks that were chasing me like stopped dead on the road, turned around and took off going the other way. And I'm just laughing. I'm like, yeah, if you're afraid of this, man, there's it's a lot worse than this. So, but that's the thing, is you're not taking into account, you know, other people behind you if you're not chasing with them, and you're not, you know, they're not part of the team. So yeah, I get it. Chasing with a lot of people down on the roads is, it's every year we see it, right? We see people doing stupid stuff, blowing stop signs and killing. I've had that happen. We came up in Oklahoma on a accident that just happened, same thing, and it was like a month after. Oh my God, why am I forgetting his name?
Corbin.
Corbin, yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Corbin was killed at that accident, and 3 weeks later, we're at another dirt road intersection in Oklahoma, and two cars have collided. You know, one storm chaser smoked a local older couple.
Oh no!
They just blew through the intersection, and you know, horns are, you know, pinned on, and you know, there was help luckily there already when we got there, but it's that kind of nonsense that scares me. You know, you're going to die from other chasers driving. That's not
okay.
Bigger risk in the States than it is in Canada by a huge stretch, for sure.
Though I find in Canada here, you see a lot of those people that are the locals chasing the storms, and you see them putting themselves in these dangerous situations. Because us as chasers know that in behind that hail core, the rain core, that there's very possibly a tornado. And these people are just driving into it blind. And
we're not paying attention to it.
For me, I'm this tiny little thing trying to wave them down, sitting with my minivan, and they're like, who's this chick?
Yeah, who's this guy?
That is a crazy looking lady.
I'm trying to warn them that they're driving into something that's very dangerous. And then I just kind of have to snicker when you see them fly back the other direction. I'm like, well,
Told ya.
Tried.
Yeah.
But you know, these soccer balls are on my roof to deflect the hail, not so much just because I'm a soccer mom.
I have that same situation down in the States on when we were on brain is shutting down right now. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. Wow. May 25th, 2016, my brain has just completely locked up on me. The massive wedge after Dodge City. Why am I in Kansas? I was talking about it earlier. That's the worst part. And I'm feeling like a really old person. Anyways, we were, as the tornado was forming, it was still, the funnel was in the sky.
Topeka?
No. It's, wow. People are probably screaming at the TV right now or at the monitor. It was an EF4, should have been an EF5. And it tossed a railway car, not a railway car, it moved railway tracks. Anyway, oh God, I know that that's the stupid part. Anyways, it'll come to me. Anyways, we were driving up and we were following it, and we pull up next to a local in a pickup truck, and Connor leans out the window and tells the guy, "Don't follow us," you know, because it's about to plant a tornado in front of us. And we drive Chapman, thank you. So we have video of this guy then getting pissed off at us because he thought we were just telling him what to do. And he blasts ahead of us. And we're like, oh no, he's driving right into a tornado. And it starts to plant right in front of him. And you can just see him drive up. He pulls a 3-point turn as it's about to plant. And he came back the other way, and his eyeballs were this big. And I'm like, just trying to help you. We weren't being... You know,
I wasn't being an asshole. I was just telling you, don't follow me.
Connor just yelled at him, "Do not follow us," and it was for his own good, but he took it as, "Don't tell me what to do." And so we pull over, and he just drives past us. And like I said, I've got video footage of it, and and it, sure enough, it plants Chapman like 30 seconds later. And I mean, that went from, okay, we're going to have a tornado, to pretty strong, pretty quick, and we know that something's going to happen, but the locals don't, like Jenny was just saying. So it can be dangerous.
Happy New Year, Mike.
Mike, happy New Year,
bud.
So, as chasers, what's your biggest old bleep moment?
Oh, that's easy for me. Do you guys want to go first?
You go. You got her.
I've got 2 old bleep moments, and it's from driving. And I take it very seriously when I'm driving, because I'm responsible for everybody that's in the truck. And I've had 2. The big one was when I rolled the truck, when I was chasing in Kansas, got onto those cake batter roads, and I forgot that I was on more worn tires than new, so I didn't have as much grip as I had. And coming up to a T junction, and it's funny, I have dash cam footage that shows the speed, and I brake, and then I get off the brakes. I'm like, I still got time. And that 4 seconds that I got off the brakes, had I continued to brake, I would have been just fine. But I literally dropped the front left corner tire on the other side of the road at the T junction into the ditch, and the truck rolled. And that was definitely an oh crap moment, because, airbags deployed, and I had Deb with me at the time, and she's literally, I'm on the ground sideways, and she's, sitting above me, strapped into the chair. And I'm like, all I cared about that moment, she was okay. And then I was like, okay, and then what do we do? And we were on a tornado warned storm on top of that. So, and we were in a ditch, and you guys have seen, like, whoever's chased in, I'm sure it happens how quickly the ditches can flood. And we were in like a 4 or 5 foot ditch. So I'm like, okay, get all our gear as high up as possible. And then I'm going to look to see, how much, if there's any shelter nearby. And try lifting a door on a truck when it's 90 degrees to the road. You don't realize how heavy those doors are until you're trying to lift it in wind. So that was my real big oh shit moment. And I had one on Chapman too, where I should have blown through the intersection because Connor told me too late to turn. And it was my fault for not going straight. I tried to make the turn, and we have it on video too, so it's great. Dropped the whole truck in the ditch, and there's a EF4 going across the road right in front of us. And I honestly, at the time, I thought I killed us, because I thought, we're stuck in the ditch. This tornado is going to come at us. And luckily, the truck just climbed out, and the tires were the reason it climbed out. But yeah, definitely rolling the truck was my big oh crap moment.
I can see that. I think mine was Rapid City, just in Manitoba last year, and I had someone following me, and we were following the storm, and it quit raining. We drove through the rain core, and it's clear, it's nice, it's calm. We looked up, and you could just see everything above us. And this was long before I knew what was going on. So, I've heard of this. It's time for us to go back through what we just drove through and get the hell out of here, because we are in the wrong freaking spot right now. That was my
yeah.
It was that point where I put a real effort into learning what the hell I was doing out there, and not just, oh, this is neat, this is fun. We'll go take some pictures of some stuff.
That was your butt pucker moment.
Yeah, you could hear it snap shut.
Yeah, exactly.
I think mine was, we kind of talked about it in episode 5 with Shannon, but I was chasing with Shannon. I think it was 2019. Can't remember the exact day, but Bengoff, Saskatchewan.
Yes.
Yeah, the sun had gone down. It was dark out, and her and I pulled into this little farmyard with a couple grain silos, and we just had those friggin' inflow winds blowing past us. Couldn't see anything. There was a little bit of a couplet on radar right in front of us. Doors were ripping off of the grain silos, and yeah, it was just a sketchy moment when you couldn't see exactly what was going on.
Yeah, and I knew chasing that area because I actually have a family ranch that's just a few minutes from Castle Butte there in
Yeah.
Bengal. But the road networks out there are
No,
nothing.
that's not. You can't call
There
that a
is no
network.
such thing as road networks. out there.
Yeah.
Those 3
Yeah.
roads.
So I was watching you and Shannon, and frankly, I was laughing my ass off. Sorry, not sorry.
I saw a brief
So
clip
for
of
me,
that.
I think mine was Tilston, Manitoba, because we were flying down the road and the tornado would cross the road in front of us, and the whole highway was ripped out. Like, I mean, asphalt stripped straight clean.
Mm.
And there was down power lines. So at that point, the chase was kind of off, stopping traffic to keep them from driving over these live power lines. And you're looking up at the sky, and there is like twisties going everywhere. And I'm like, okay, if one of these drops in behind us, we're screwed, because there is no east-west option. There is no north option. We are stuck here.
It's time to ride it out.
So luckily
Yeah.
there was like flattened farmyard that we came across. Nobody was there, thank goodness. And I'm like, okay, where can I hide in this flattened farmyard from this tornado when it sneaks up on me? So that was mine.
Yeah, and that's a big tornado. Like, that's a strong tornado.
Mhm.
It's one thing to mess up on like an EF1, EF2 even. But yeah, you're when you're playing with the big bad ones, there's no room for error with those. And yeah, it's like I said, it's scary to see some of the stuff there.
And I think we all as chasers have ended up stuck in those like massive hail cores,
Oh yeah.
either accidental or on purpose.
Yeah.
Other than
Because I don't know, sometimes there's nothing else to chase but the hail.
I need
I
a new
was-
windshield.
So
Wyoming,
it's like accidental on purpose that we're in the hail.
I have one chase where I was upset at myself because I knew it was a bad call. I was chasing with myself. Sean was there, Reed and Deb, and we were chasing in Wyoming north of Cheyenne, northeast of Cheyenne, going back towards Nebraska. And I saw on radar there was 4-inch hail, and I'm like, 4-inch hail is catastrophic. Like that wrecks a lot of stuff.
That's punching
And
a
this
hole
was-
through your roof.
So if you, I have a YouTube video of how it feels to take on 3-inch and 4-inch hail, and the truck took the beating. The problem was the windshield, and it destroyed the windshield where it put holes through it, and that takes you out of the chase. And I was like, okay, this is dumb, because now I can't drive into any storm because I literally had water pouring onto my dash, and so you're now trying to chase. But so I was annoyed at myself because I knew I shouldn't stick around and I should have avoided the hail core. But you're chasing with Reed, and Reed, I mean, he knows
Kind
what
of
he's
likes
doing.
Gorilla Hill.
Well, he doesn't, he's not, the concern for property is not his motivating factor. He wants to see whatever's going to happen because he knows how to find it. So I'm not going to argue with the guy, right? I mean, I don't know anything to that guy. And so I stuck it out, and I was just annoyed with myself after the fact because I literally had holes in the windshield. And you're driving 60 miles an hour down the road with air blowing in your face, like you're I'm like, this is dumb. So I like playing in hail up to 3-inch, but after that, you're asking for trouble with anything bigger than 3-inch hail. It's gonna wreck stuff. And I mean, I love the dents on my truck because they're my war wounds. Like it's got a story, right? So
what is the largest hail you guys have ever gotten into?
softballs. Yeah, that's the biggest I've gotten. Easily.
I don't even know. Loonies?
Toonies.
Not-
Oh, okay.
Not very big.
Mine's baseball.
Ooh, yeah, that's
I
But,
thought I
yeah,
could like
again-
sneak south of a storm. There was this big shelf cloud that was like 72 kilometers an hour long. It was like the largest shelf cloud ever. And I had just gotten back from the lake, so I was like quarter tank of gas, and I'm like, well, I shouldn't probably keep going. So I tried to
So-
sneak just south, and these baseballs started falling from the sky. And my goodness, the sound of that hitting your vehicle is crazy. Like
Yeah,
the sound of those giant hail is just insane. So I flip a UE in the middle of the highway and I went flying back, but
Oh, that's
got a
cool.
few, I've got a few good dents in the old minivan from that one.
So
Yeah,
Joe says that your hail your video, Tom, saved her one day when she pulled into the yard and saved her van.
Yeah, because in the video, in the one in Wyoming, I basically, at one point when we were, like had holes through the windshield and got hit about 10 times, I found a garage and just threw the front end into the garage to keep the hail from smashing the windshield anymore. I mean, I didn't care about the rest of the truck.
Yep.
But yeah, that was, I've got a 17-second clip here. I don't know if I can share it, if it'll come up, like if it's going to be smooth, but here I'll do, because I don't know how my stream, like my bandwidth is, but let me see if I can pull it up here. Share, allow. Okay. And then I'll press play here. So this is Wyoming, and this is just all it is cuts for each impact of the hailstones. And so
Holy dooly. It's just hailing monsters out this window.
Oh.
so you
That
can
poor
see the glass
windshield.
shards in the truck. Yeah, this was not a fun time. I mean, like,
Nope.
look at that. So that was the one that I did not enjoy a whole lot.
No kidding.
And that was, I mean, that's 17 seconds, but we were in that for, oh God. There was a good 5 minutes before we were like, okay, we need to do something. I mean, it put a hole through Reed's Yukon back window. I mean, they were big stones. I mean, they were between baseballs and softballs in there. And it, like I said, it obliterated the windshield and took me out of the game. And that was 2-3 o'clock in the afternoon. So it completely ruined the rest of the chase day for me.
Yeah,
and
you're
then try
completely
finding
screwed then.
because everybody's windshield got destroyed. So glass shops for 2 hours, 2 hours around had no glass, right? So it was not a fun. Like I said, I regret, not bailing and trusting my gut. And that's one thing I have advice for anybody who's chasing: always trust your gut. It rarely will steer you wrong, and try and listen to it.
Yeah, trust yourself
Yes. Yeah.
because you know what you're comfortable with and what you can do.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's it. Exactly. And if you get into an uncomfortable situation, just know you're uncomfortable and figure out, know your escape plan out of it. Basically.
I'm just your typical woman driver, though.
And on that note,
What's a typical woman driver? Please
oh
explain.
no, here comes the hate mail.
Because I'm not making any assumptions, so I'm just going to let her tell me.
It requires a lot of swearing
Oh, yeah?
and a hope that you're not in the ditch by the end of it.
No, there's. I remember when I started first editing my YouTube videos of storm chasing, how much bleeping I had to put in there because I had to make it family friendly or whatever. I remember video and I'm like, I have to bleep out every second word because, we're swearing quite a bit in it.
That's when you just
All part of the
delete
game.
the audio track and you just put a nice non-copyright song through the background.
It is funny because I have a bit of a trucker mouth.
God
I think we all do as storm chasers.
Yeah, I was going to say, I definitely swear more.
So, most people see this like sweet, happy little bubbly thing, and then I'm driving down this road and it's boop, 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 boop. Like,
Yeah.
sorry, not sorry. Oh yes, women swear. I don't know. I think we might be worse.
It's funny how, it's a common thread. I mean, I guess when you see some of the stuff that we see, I mean, it brings out the best of us. Yeah.
Well, when you're getting up close and personal with those storms, it's these sketchy situations that you're trying to like skirt the horrible stuff.
Yeah. I definitely swear a lot after a close lightning strike. I was watching the video from this past, summer where we took that one in Alberta, and there was a lot of swearing for the next 2 minutes in the conversation.
But have you
I
been
think
told by a videographer that you're swearing?
I think
too
my
much?
favorite is Kyle Britton and Darren Howard are like terrified of lightning. And we're standing out on this back road in southwest Saskatchewan, and all of our hair is like standing on end from the storm. And there's Darren, he hits the ground and he's like crawling across the ground on his hands and knees to get to his vehicle.
I don't blame him. I mean, lightning is one thing you don't, especially if your hair's standing up. That's a red flag. That's a hint and a half for your ass to get out of there.
Hint and a half. I like that.
I'm telling you, hair standing up is definitely a red flag.
Yeah.
Jenny's hair is always crazy though.
Yours?
Does that count?
Well, if it's standing straight up, yeah, I mean, on a regular basis, it's okay. But I guess
All right.
Oh, I gotta see if I can find this video of Kyle and I.
Say goodnight to everyone. I'm gonna end the broadcast now. We're at our 12:30 end.
Sounds good.
Happy New
Good
Year,
night,
everyone.
everybody, and Happy New Year.
Yay.